Hey there, doing this podcast now. It has to do with something that I've been reading in the scriptures just the other day and looking at it again today. It's from 2nd Chronicles, chapter 25. And in particular, the verse I'm going to be highlighting is verse 9. And what it's talking about is, at this time, the children of Israel were divided into two separate kingdoms. The northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah. And at this time, the kingdom of Judah was King Amaziah, I believe it is. Let's see, how is it? No, Amaziah, excuse me. King Amaziah. And he was going to be going into battle against the children of Seir, or Seir, depending on how you want to pronounce it. They were descendants of some of the peoples that had been in that land of Canaan. Anyway, they were going to be battling Amaziah, and Judah were going to be battling against this people of Seir, or Seir. And so what King Amaziah did was he wanted to get the northern kingdom of Israel, what was called Israel then, to join forces with him and fight with them against the people of Seir. And so he gave them 100 talents, I believe it says, of silver. And but what God did was send a prophet to the king and let him know that that's not what he wanted him to do, because the children of Israel, that the northern kingdom, the kingdom of Israel, the people were not following the Lord as they should have been. And so the Lord did not want them going into battle with the kingdom of Judah against the people of Seir. So I just read a couple of verses about this out of chapter 25 of 2nd Chronicles. Says in verse 7, "But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with you, for the Lord is not with Israel, to wit, with all the children of Ephraim." That was another name for the children of the northern kingdom called Israel. They were called it Ephraim. "But if you will go, do it, be strong for the battle. God shall make you fall before the enemy. For God has power to help and to cast down." Now, I think what they're talking about there is the fact that the prophet was reaffirming that King Amaziah, should go into battle, but he should be strong in the power of the Lord's might and not depend on the northern kingdom of Israel to help, because they were not following the Lord at this time. In other words, they would be interjecting a non-godly presence into the battle. And the Lord didn't want that on his side. They were not to be fighting on his side, because they were not with him are really on his side at this time. So then the next verse, verse 9, reads as follows. And Amaziah said to the man of God, but what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given you? I have given to the army of Israel. And the man of God answered, the Lord is able to give you much more than this. Well, that's the verse I want to emphasize here. The Lord is able to give you much more than this. In other words, he was telling King Amaziah, don't worry about that money that you've given to, the armies of Israel. God is able to give you much more than this. And I think today in our own lives, I know in my own life, God is saying to me, don't worry about what might you have to give up. For instance, just put it in very common terms. Sometimes we think that if we get this or get that or go this way, maybe do things our own way or whatever, do something that's not in the Lord's plan for us, that we're going to be gaining something. But in reality, we're not going to be gaining a thing. We're going to be losing, because if we give up all of our aspirations and plans for the Lord's plans, then the Lord is able to give us much more than this. In other words, those things that we might be drawn to or wanting to be involved in, this, that, or the other, if we'll give those things up, God will give us much more than those things. God is able to give us much more than this. This meaning the things that we are giving up into his hands. So that's been very meaningful to me, and I hope it's meaningful to you, because no matter what it is, if it's if it's a sin or if it's just something that is a good thing that we're wanting, but it's not in God's plan for us right now. God's letting us know, as he let Amaziah, King Amaziah, know through the man of God, that having Israel fight in this battle was not what he wanted. Well, if God lets us know that something is not what he's wanting for us in our life, we say, well, how can we give that up? That's a good thing. If we will give it up, God will give us much more than this. I'm not going to prolong this message any further, but I'm going to cut it off here. Just remember, God is able to give us much more than this.